Hello everyone, Artisan Dragon here. Well, I decided to pull out some of my PS3 collection. This is basically all the franchise games I have for PS3. Um, I will cover all the digital games I have for all my consoles in another video. So for this one, I had to just separate them out because I have like a few different categories. But anyway, let's start with Rayman. We got Rayman Origins. Very good game. It's so challenging and super fun. It's a lot like, it's kind of unique, honestly. But it totally reminds me of Donkey Kong Country with a little bit of, flair, so to speak. And here we are with Rayman Legends. Another epic tale. This one has musical sequences that are super duper fun. The levels you actually punch and kick through, like, you have to do it in rhythm, and it's great. It's so challenging. I think the first game had that too, but I don't really remember. By the way, welcome to anyone who's new to my channel. I forget to welcome new people, so sorry about that. Alright, here we are with Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. This is quite a controversial one, I think. I also have this for my PS Vita. I don't think I've covered my PS Vita yet. I'll do that another time. But anyway, yeah, this one, I loved this game when it came out, and I still love it now. I don't understand the hate for it. It's one of those games, I don't understand why people hate it. There's times I understand, but then I play it, and I'm like, why the heck do people hate this? Because this game is so much fun, and their rendering is so good. Like, it's total PS3, and it would totally fit well on PS4 too, but they have not ported it to PS4 yet that I know of. I think it's on the PlayStation Online thing, I think. I don't know for sure. Maybe it's not yet. Alright, here we are with Ratchet & Clank. I just finished playing this one all the way through again, recently, and yeah. The unfortunate thing, though, is I had to replace my PS3 controller, and this game requires a lot of motion controls. Well, you can change the settings so you don't have to use it, but yeah, I discovered that the controller I have, excuse me, let me turn off my TV. It decided to unmute itself for some reason. Anyway, yeah, so it's something I want to mention. Look out for knockoff PS3 controllers. Apparently there is a plethora of them out there, because I bought a brand new controller that I thought was a Sony controller, and yeah, turns out it wasn't, and I didn't find out until about 5 years after I've owned it, so kind of a bummer. But yeah, this game's super duper fun. It's a start to the Ratchet and Clank PS3 series, and I think they were on the right track with this until about the fourth game came out, and then it kind of took a weird turn. We'll discuss that in a moment. So, Tools of Destruction. Alright, and here is the semi-sequel. It's not really the sequel. It's like an in-betweener game. Honestly, I don't understand the reasoning for this game. I played this one all the way through as well, and it's very, very short. And apparently, you can't even get physical copies of this in the US. I had to order this one from, at the time when it was not that expensive, I was able to get it from a seller here in the US that sold imports. And this is actually an import from Europe, I believe. This is a European physical copy. I don't think they ever made this physically for US. Yeah, you see right there. If I can get my camera to focus. It says Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. So, yeah, this one it's very good. But it's kind of one of those games that's like, what? It just kind of adds more to the story and doesn't really add any, like, true explanation as to why it even exists. It's still a cool game, though. It's not that bad. Alright, here's the actual sequel to Tools of Destruction, Crack in Time. Now, this game, I was planning on playing it again here pretty soon, since I just finished Tools of Destruction again, so I'll be playing this one again. I love this guy, Azimuth, except, well, if you've played the game, you know why. Things get really strange with him later. So this is a really good one to pick up. Of course, the Ratchet and Clank games are really good in general, except here's where we get into the weirdness. All for one. Now, it's basically a battle game. It has multiplayer capability and all that fun stuff, and I know I've covered these in another video, so I'm not going to talk too much about them, but yeah, this is one of those really obscure ones. This kind of... It doesn't really have too much of a real storyline that connects with anything. It's just kind of there. So I think it was a little bit of a cash grab, honestly, by the developers. Here is Full Frontal Assault. This is number 5 in the Ratchet and Clank series for PS3. And this one isn't so bad, except for it's more of the same. Except it's like a building. You do like some building and stuff in this one, and which is fine. I mean, if you're into that, but I'm kind of not. I'm more for platforming adventures. I'm not really for too much for puzzles unless I'm playing Lego. We have Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus. This is like the actual official sequel to Crack in Time, I think. I think All for One and Full Frontal Assault were just kind of fillers, I guess. But this one's pretty good, I have to say. And it's kind of a conclusion to the series for PS3. And, I don't understand why they decided to reboot the franchise once again instead of just continuing, but they do what they do. How many times has Sonic the Hedgehog or Ninja Turtles been rebooted? They've been rebooted about, 4 or 5 times in their lifetime, so, 30 years. God, 30 years, man. Jeez. Okay, here we are with one of my favorites, Little Big Planet. Yeah! I managed to get a greatest hits version of this from my local GameStop. I probably got this around 2015. Because I didn't actually get a PS3 until, I think, 2014. So I didn't start building a PS3 collection until then. Because I got my own console kind of late. But, yeah, this is one of my favorites. But this one, Little Big Planet 2, is actually my favorite in the whole franchise because it's got a little more enjoyable playability to it. So, you have to pick that one up. Alright, Little Big Planet Karting. Pretty epic game. It's basically Mario Kart with Little Big Planet characters. So you got Sackboy, and I think there's a character creation in this. I don't remember. I haven't played it in a while. I've been trying to find a job, guys, and it's really hard, but I won't get into that. Okay, and here we are with PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. This has like a little bit of everybody in it. I remember when this came out and people were like, well, why isn't Sly Cooper in there? Or no, why isn't Spyro in there? Why isn't Cratch in there? They're naming off all these PlayStation classic characters from back in the day. And I'm thinking, I know why. Because all the characters in this game are basically PS3 driven. Right? They're not PS2, not PS1, mostly PS3. So, it's kind of a thing you kind of have to get over it and just enjoy it for what it is. Because this game is kind of fun. It's like Super Smash Brothers, but with PlayStation characters. So, that's basically what it is. Woohoo! This one's so much fun, except you have to have the PlayStation Move with it. And it's not so bad, except the fact that it requires the PlayStation Move. So I have the controllers. I have them. I have the iToy and the navigation controller and the wand controller, I guess you would call it. I have all that and a charger and everything and a base. But this is one of the only games that I have that requires it completely. So this kind of defeats the purpose of having a whole other set of controllers just to play one game. Yeah. So I don't know. I may or may not sell this with the move set. I don't know yet. But, you know. Sorry, I was just looking at my screen. I had a text message from someone. Let's see. What stack do I want? Let's go with this stack, because this is my favorite little guy here. Oh, my boy, Sonic. Oh, gosh. 30 years. This little guy right here got me into gaming. Like, I was into it in the early 80s and late 80s with the Nintendo and Atari and all that. Yes, I was there. I was really young, but I was there. And yeah, this game, Sonic 06, a lot of people hate this game passionately. And I'm very disappointed because you get to play 3 characters, 3 different story modes. It is great. Graphically sound for PS3, except I know the glitchiness gets to people. And the storyline does get a little weird. There's a certain point in Sonic's story that people are bothered by, and I know what that is. I have not actually reached that point myself, but I watched the gameplay on YouTube, because, you know, sometimes I can't beat games. So, yeah, I know why people hate this game. And I enjoy it, though. I still enjoy it. It's just extremely difficult for me, so I have a hard time with difficult games. Now, I have this for PS2 as well, but this version I had to get because it actually has more of an open world thing going on with the main worlds, the main hub worlds, where you actually get to run around, talk to people. In the PS2 version, you don't really do that. It's more of like an RPG kind of thing with word bubble maps, you know, and it's kind of like, eh. But this one's a little more interactive, and you actually get to physically run around and do stuff instead of just selecting things on a map, so it's a lot more fun. And I wish this game would actually get ported to Switch and PS4, and because this game really, besides Sonic Colors, this is one of my favorites. Absolutely. Because Sonic Colors is good by itself, but Sonic Unleashed, I think, should have been released first, but whatever. Alright, here's Sonic Generations. I think this was meant to be a 20th anniversary celebration game, and it is good for what it is. It really is. And I have this game for my 2DS XL as well, which is the 3DS version, and it's compared to this one, it's the handheld version's pretty dull. But this is still really good. And if you really like 3D platformers, 3D adventures, this one's definitely right up there. And I still haven't beaten this one either, so forgive me. I might love games, but I'm not that good at them sometimes. And here we are with Sonic All-Stars Racing. I love this game so much. Oh my goodness. Because it has a bunch of classic Sega characters in it from back in the day, like back in the 90s. It has what's his name? The guy from, what's that one? Crazy Taxi? Anybody remember Crazy Taxi? Heck yeah. He's in this, and You got Jet Set Radios in this. You got, I mean, yeah, this game's definitely one of those that's like, yeah, Mario Kart with Sonic characters or Sega characters. Now, yeah, there you go. Here we are with Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform. This one's really cool because your vehicle changes throughout the race. Every race, your vehicle changes from like a plane to a car to a boat. And I think every race pretty much does that, and it's really, really fun. Like, you kind of can tell when your vehicle's about to change because you go through like this big hoop thing that changes it. And this also features an actual NASCAR racer and Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, Danica Patrick. Hi, Danica. So yeah, this one's really good too, and I love this one almost more than the Mario Kart 8 I have for Switch. So almost, it's right up there. Since I got Mario Kart 8 for Switch, that's another one I'll discuss in another video. That one's just wow. All right, here we are with some darkness. God of War. I don't think I've discussed God of War enough. Because I tried streaming God of War 3 to my channel at one point, and I don't know what happened there, but somebody flagged one of my videos from that, and I wound up taking all of them down because I was like, well, if I can't have part of the game, then if I can't have the whole game streamed, then why have it at all, you know? So I just took it all down. But here we are with God of War and God of War 2. Now, I recently sold the first God of War for PS2. Thank you, if you're watching, whoever bought that, thank you very much. That's very helpful whenever I get sales in my shop. I have a bunch of PS2 games for sale in my shop now, by the way, guys. So if anybody wants to click the link on my main channel page to my eBay store, I would really appreciate some. Just take a look around, and I'm kind of willing to negotiate prices, but they're pretty low already, and shipping is ridiculous right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's gas. I don't know. But yeah, I still have a God of War 2 for sale in my shop, and it's actually the 2-disc special edition with the special features disc. So if anyone is interested, it's up for sale in my shop. So I think I have it for $12.50, I think. Not sure. Alright, here we are with God of War Origins. These are the games that were exclusively to PSP. And I still have them. I think I downloaded them to my Vita. I think I still have them. But I don't have them physically anymore. This is the only physical version I have of them. And I love these. These were really fun to play on the PSP because they're very simple. Like the controls, it still feels like you're playing it on PS2. But you're not. You're playing it on a handheld, so it's actually pretty cool. Yet these games, they're fairly short compared to the ones for PS2 and 3. But I still love them. I mean, God of War. Come on, Kratos, man. Kratos. This is my favorite. This is still my favorite. I can't get over how much I love this game. I actually have the action figure of him from this game. I think I did a video of him. So, yeah, this is my favorite of the whole series. Even the new ones don't hold a candle to this one for me. This one's just, I feel like playing it right now, actually, because this one I can't get enough of. It's just one of those games that just, it's so much fun. It's a little bit challenging, but, you know. Alright, here we are with God of War Ascension. This is, let's see. 1, 2, this is number 6. before the PS4 game came out, or games, it's 2 now, we had God of War Ascension, which kind of brought closure to the whole series itself, and I thought was a very good ending for him, the way it ended. So I was surprised that they brought the franchise back for PS4, and I have that game too, and whoa, yikes. Oh my god, I couldn't believe how cool that game was. But anyway, this came before that. And yeah, I love God of War. I can't say that enough. Alright, here we are with Prince of Persia. We have the whole trilogy here. I actually had this for sale at one point, and I was actually surprised nobody wanted it. Because it's actually pretty popular, and I remember when I bought this, I paid quite a bit for it because people were, really wanting it. It was a popular game, but for some reason, physical media is not selling very well anymore. It bothers me, but anyway. Won't discuss that. So, let's see. I think the one I didn't like in this one was the second one. Because the sound effects, Warrior Within, the sound effects in that one, my god, they are murder on the ears. I have to say, it's between the screeching of the creatures and some other sound effect that's like, and there's ways you can adjust it, but it's just like, yeah. But Sands of Time will always be the best of the whole trilogy. Two Thrones isn't bad, though. I need to work on that one a little more, because that one's kind of hard for me. But, yeah. Because it kind of, the way the games are, they go together, but at the same time, they seem very different from each other. So, I don't know why that is. Excuse me. Alright, here we are with Forgotten Sands. This is based off of the movie that came out back in, let's see if I can find a date here, 2010. There's that Prince of Persia movie that came out, and this game is based off of Sands of Time, basically. It's kind of a reboot of it, and it's impressive. Very impressive. It's one of the better reboot type games out there, honestly. But now this one is just simply called Prince of Persia, and it's really different. Like, it's super different from any of the other Prince of Persia. So it still has that flair to it where you're playing Prince of Persia, but then it turns kind of into something else entirely, and it's like, oh, okay, well, let's do this, when you're playing a game, you really like it at first, and then you're like, okay, where's this going, looking at you, Thief. Did anyone play Thief? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's another one that took a weird turn, but anyway, I don't own that game anymore. Alright, here we are with the Tomb Raider trilogy. These are another collection of PS2 games ported to PS3 and put on one disc. Incredible concept, right? The Tomb Raider Anniversary is actually kind of a reboot version of the original Tomb Raider for PS1. And it's so much easier. I don't know if it's just because the graphics are better, or I don't know what it is. The original games, like, I don't know what it is with the control stick thing, just feels so much better with games like this. Because the original, you can't use a control stick. It's basically all D-pad. And I've never had a good time with that. I think that's a lot of my problem. But, yeah, Tomb Raider Legend is really good. Like, I was surprised how good that one was when it came out. I used to have all these for PS2, but I don't anymore. Well, except for Anniversary. I don't think that ever came out until this did. But, I think this was, I think originally this was only meant to be released in Europe. But I think this is actually a US release of it. Yeah, I think it is. So, that's a really good one. Oh boy. This is one of the first games I got for my PS3. Alice the Madness Returns. If you have not played this, where have you been? This game will blow your mind, especially if you're an Alice in Wonderland fan, because it is so incredibly twisted. It takes everything to the next level and beyond. And this game also came with a digital copy of the original PC game by EA. It was on PC. I looked it up. Of American McGee's Alice, and that's basically what this is. It's kind of a sequel to that, I think. So, I think that's what makes it even more phenomenal, is how this game was done is just brilliant. And I highly recommend it for anyone that's into Alice in Wonderland or likes horror games or anything like that, because this is, yeah, it's pretty cool. Very weird, but very cool. Oh, Bayonetta. I love Bayonetta so much. I have not played the 2 sequels yet. Well, the second one. I don't know if the third game's even out yet, but I guess there was some kind of controversy behind it with the voice actress. I don't even know what's going on with that, so I really can't discuss it. But this game is just one of those it pulls you in from the start. Like, it's basically, this game is Tomb Raider literally clashed with Devil May Cry. That's basically what it is. And woo-wee. You're in for a wild ride with this one. If you have not played this yet, pick it up, because yeah, this is a really good one. And it also is available on Nintendo Switch. I think it's $30 digitally on there. Digitally. Oh, the digital thing. I swear. I'll lose my mind one of these days. I think it's devalued physical media, honestly. Oh, yeah. You know I got this. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Oh, my gosh. My friend actually has the PS4 version that's a little more graphically, it's a little better. But this one, can't beat it. Can't beat how wonderful this is, because it's basically just exploration and choosing your own path. And who doesn't like doing that, you know? It's brilliant. And supposedly, Bethesda was supposed to be working on a Elder Scrolls 6, but I don't know if they're even doing that anymore. Honestly, I think so many things have been messed up past couple of years that I don't know if we're going to be seeing a lot of things anymore. Okay, now we're going to get into last bit. These are the Toys to Life games I own, which are basically, well, these here are most of them. But I do have all 6 Skylanders games. The other 4 are on PS4, and that will be in another video. But here we are with Spyro's Adventure. I have all 32 character figures for this. I think I had them in a video. And I think I did individual videos of each character, too. So if you haven't seen those videos, I have a playlist of all of them. So, yeah, I have a playlist of all the character figures, of all the characters, individual videos, in playlists. So if you want to check out my channel folders, you'll see them. And here's Skylanders Giants. This had an additional 16 characters. I have all those as well. And I really enjoyed Skylanders more than anything else, even though I do enjoy the next game coming up, which has a very sad, sad story. Now, Disney Infinity is very, very dear to my heart. When I first got this game, I was really going through a hard time. And it got me through it. It really did. And collecting all the Disney characters and everything and just having fun with it. I get kind of emotional thinking about Disney Infinity because it's very, very dear to my heart. And it's sad what happened to it. It just died out like so quickly that it felt like it ended before it even began, and I can't stress enough how disappointing it was when when I think it was Disney actually pulled the servers for Disney Infinity, so it basically rendered the game completely gone. Like, you can't even do anything with it anymore. There's no sharing with people. There's no interacting with anybody. You can still build and stuff, but what's the point of building when you can't share your builds? It's sad. It really is. If you look back on the history of the game and how cool it was when it existed, when it was in its prime. Yeah. The third game came out and it was good, but RIP Disney Infinity. But here we are with Lego Dimensions. Now this one, I own, I don't know how many figures I have for this now. I have a few. I have Sonic, and I have Beetlejuice, Scooby-Doo, just to name a few that I have for this, besides the main three. And it's really fun. Like, I was surprised how fun this was. The portal platform is actually interactive, so you actually move the characters along around the platform as you're playing. It like directs you on the screen on where to move them on the platform, so it's actually a lot more interactive than the other two games that aforementioned. So excuse me, this is definitely worth a try. If you get a whole kit that has the main three characters, you can get through the whole game just fine. Getting any extra characters, though, I will tell you right now, they're almost not even worth it. As much as I love Lego, when you get them, you're opening a new world, right? Well, unfortunately, here's the sad truth behind it, okay? If you get, like, say you get the Witch, and you open up the Wizard of Oz